Hey, what's up? This is Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, and also co-host of DC Figures and Collectibles, which is a podcast that I do with Scott of at the Bat Fan on Instagram. And I'm sure, as you can tell by the title, this is going to be a review on the new Birds of Prey movie, The Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I just got out from seeing it, and overall, I'd have to say I'm pretty happy with it. It's not like a Joker level, but in terms of DC movies, it's really good. Especially in terms of if you're a Batman the Animated Series fan, you're gonna be really happy with this. And overall, as just a fan of movies in general, I really enjoyed the film. I liked the different. It was different. They did a lot of homages to different things, I think. And right from the get go, I'm just gonna say the short non-spoiler review is that I really liked it. It was very accurate to a lot of the characters from the comics. The weakest character, I think, I know a lot of I read a few things saying that a lot of people thought Huntress was underused. I thought Canary kind of got the short end of the stick in terms of story and character usage. I know, well, she got a lot more screen time, but we'll go into that. Uh, my personal least favorite character was Cassandra Cain. I just don't know if it was the actress or the way she was used or what, but I just did not like it. I felt like also it's the least comic accurate. There's supposed to be like an assassin and a mute, and instead she's just a pickpocket. I mean, I don't feel like I'm giving too much away there. Um, but the Black Mask was great, great acting, and I'll get more into that. Zaz was great. So that's the short, non-spoiler review. So now I'm gonna say spoilers. Okay, Harley Quinn. I don't think there's any spoiler in saying that Margot Robbie is perfect as her, and the facial expressions, the fact that she actually stuck to doing an accent that is reminiscent of Arlene Sorkin and Tara Strong from the animated series. And I know in Suicide Squad at the beginning of the movie she kind of has it, but then it's like she just gives up or she's just disinterested by the end of the movie. Maybe she saw how much it was just turning out to not be that good, but or that great of a movie. But in this movie, you could tell that she was invested in it because I think she is the one that the whole reason that this movie got made. I think she's the main producer, and so that she actually is invested, and you could tell, and you could also tell she's having a lot of fun playing the role. And I don't think there's anyone else that was born to play Harley Quinn, and not only that, but I don't know if she had a stunt double doing her action scenes or how much of a stunt double she had to do her scenes, but the action in this is crazy, especially for Harley Quinn. I know that there's always people like, oh, what could Harley Quinn do? She just has a bat. Well, whoever is the choreographer for the action scenes on this, bravo, because they came up with some creative stuff, and it's actually it didn't feel like fluff fighting. It felt like it had a gravitas to it, and there's actually some blood and violence and broken bones in this. So it was a lot of fun in that sense, seeing their how creative they could get with the characters, especially Harley Quinn. And one of my I said I like the roller derby scene. There is the one scene where she's fighting a bunch of assassins when they're coming after Cassandra Cain. She sniffs a little cocaine, goes a little more crazy, and she hits the cocaine at the thugs with a bat. And I would think, well, wouldn't they just smell the cocaine too and get just as high? But that's the one thing I thought was a little inconsistent. But there are certain things that are inconsistent with the movie, but also it's a comic movie, and also the narrator is Harley Quinn, so you could allow for some embellishments. And I know the what with the Renee Montoya character, with how she realizes, because the whole story gets started with Harley Quinn blowing up Ace Chemicals like they show in the trailer, and right off the bat, Renee Montoya is able to tell like without hesitation that's Harley Quinn, and that's kind of contrived, but they have to get the plot going somehow. And in Gotham, I guess that makes sense, as much sense as anything. So you once you get past that, the the story and everything is pretty fun, and it doesn't seem too ridiculous. So, but that is a at the very beginning, so it is kind of like, huh, how'd she know that? But if you're a comic book fan, you don't really care. You would know that anyway. So, uh, to Canary, Black Canary, I did not like. She felt inconsistent with her acting because at the beginning she was very serious and she was all like giving these looks like, oh, like she's very intense, and then by the end she's uh, like it seemed like she was overly excited. And I know that there's character arcs, but it was just a little jarring. And the other thing is she only uses her canary cry one time, and in the movie it makes it look like by using it is very physically draining and it takes a lot out of her, which is understandable. And also, I mean, if she could use it every time, it'd be like, okay, there's no use in fighting because we could just have her do her canary call every time. So that makes sense, and I like that. But overall, I just felt like she was a go between for Black Mask and Renee Montoya, and to bring those worlds together. I would by the okay, well, I'll save that. I'll save that. But okay, for Montoya, I really liked her stuff. I like that they just leaned into the cliche cop aspect instead of that everyone realizes she says a lot of cliche cop stuff, but that's just her character. And I do like the fact that they brought some Batman the Animated Series. Well, not only the fact that she is a character created by Batman the Animated Series, but I feel like they paid a little tribute to one of her best stories, which is Point of View, or it's called POV. And in that story, because she is standing for what her ground and what she believes in, she has to turn in her badge, and for a while she's suspended, and that's basically what happens in this. So I really do like that. Um, I'll go with Zaz. The actor that plays Zaz is pretty good. I really like the choices that he did, and he's pretty creepy. And you'll see that. I don't want to give too much away because he doesn't have too many. Well, he has a decent amount of screen time, but the few gems that he has, I'll save for you. Cassandra Cain. I just was I'm pretty much disappointed. She was just all right. There's not too much you could really say about her. Um, Other than she just drops a lot of f bombs. It's just I don't. It's just not. I don't think the actress was that good. I'm sorry. Huntress. I really like her scenes. She has one scene at the very beginning where Renee Montoya is like trying to recreate a crime scene in her mind, and to me, it really reminded me of Boondock Saints, with William Dafoe recreating the thing and the recreating the crime scene in his head and them showing it the way they do visually. So I really like that. And then in the other scenes when they show Huntress and they give a little bit of her story and her background, I was really getting Quentin Tarantino vibes with the music and just the just the way it was shot and the kind of humor that was with her. She kind of had like, you'll see, she had a humor that to me had Tarantino vibes, which Margot Robbie probably picked that up because she did work with him. So who knows? But you'll have to tell me what you thought. Hopefully you liked that. I really liked Hunter. She was my favorite, and especially the actress killed it. And she was like the comedy relief, I would say, especially toward the end. Now Black Mask, I was worried at first, especially at the beginning, and you guys will see he does some dance moves that are pretty close to Joaquin Phoenix. The dancing thing, I was like, I hope he doesn't dance too much because then it's just gonna be compared to, it's like, is every villain gonna be dancing now? But it's only slight. He only did a few times, but after that, I really do like the way that he plays Sionis, and I do wish we got to see him in the Black Mask more. But I do like that they were true to the character and the fact that he goes off at the slightest thing and it just is a psycho, and he captured that brilliantly. So good job, Obi-Wan. You didn't let us down. I am disappointed with the ending and what happens to Black Mask because it would have been cool. Well, I already said well, you'll see. And by the end, we actually do get to see a Black Canary in a more comic esque fishnet looking get up. It's not leggings where she's just basically wearing a bikini, a one piece, and some fishnets, but it's a very cool homage to the costume. I really like what they did. And then you also get to see Huntress in full gear, which is awesome. Montoya's doing some. It's like weird seeing Montoya in a Birds of Prey, but that's the one thing. It's like we gotta get Batgirl in there, and they also stay true to the fact that Harley Quinn's not part of the Birds of Prey. She does her own thing, so I like that she goes away at the end. It's a one time thing, and they have done that in comics. So again, true to comics, and yeah, overall, no Joker. They did him in animated form, but they also did an homage at the beginning to Mad Love with how he pushes her out the window in the animated series, and she's falling, and we get that view of her where we're looking down on her as she falls. So that was another cool tribute. And overall, I feel like this movie was a well done Harley Quinn movie. It wasn't like, hey, like we're strong feminist women, like we're better. It didn't beat you over the head with anything. Like Renee Montoya, they mentioned that she had a girlfriend. They don't say Renee Montoya is a lesbian. Isn't that cool that she is a lesbian? And so they don't beat you over the head with that. They don't try to make that the main. They don't try to beat you over the head with the politics. They're just like, well, in the comic she's a lesbian. They give a nod to that, and there it just goes from there. They don't. It's not a. You know what I mean. So it was nice to see a good story reflective of a comic book team of these cool female heroes kicking butt, and I hope we get some figures because there are some cool figures. It looks like there's a possibility for some really cool figures. I really like the goons, especially at the end. Black Mask crew, they all have different masks, and that was just really cool visually. The visual at the end where they're fighting, again, kudos to kudos to the choreographer and the person that had to get all that planned out because the action scenes are really cool. I know that they some parts at the end it kind of looks like the people are waiting, but overall I feel like I mean what I say by waiting is it looks like the goons are waiting till someone completes a move and then they'll go attack instead of just overwhelming them like they would realistically. But overall, I feel like they did a good job with the action, especially with the Harley Quinn stuff. And they do some. It's like long takes of action, and it seems realistic, and it's cool to see realistic action. It's not just a bunch of CGI monsters, and so that's a plus in and of itself. So overall, this movie, it's not something that I'm dying to go rush to see again, like the Joker. Will I want to see it again multiple times upon release of DVD and when it's if it's shown on TV? Yeah, because it's a fun, uh, just tune in and watch movie. But it's not like the Joker where it's so artistic and every shot is like whoa. There are some great visuals and like that, and like I'm coming fresh off it. I'm sure as I start to reflect more and think more on it, there's more stuff that will come to mind that I liked. All I know is if they make a Harley Quinn action figure, she's got to come with a cheese sandwich and Bruce. And that is, I do kind of miss Bud and Lou, because she usually has two hyenas, but one will do. I'm sure that's because two hyenas would cost a ton more to animate. So they're trying to cut cost. We know the real reason that you only made one hyena. So thank you. I hope you enjoy this review. And yeah, I guarantee, if you're a Batman fan, Batman animated series fan, you'll like this, and you'll be very impressed with the acting, the action, and the visuals overall. I would give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Very, but I mean that's pretty good for a movie. A lot of movies are just utter garbage and trash. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to see, I'm sure I'll be doing pictures and recreations of this movie very soon. I have a few shots in mind. So if you want to see the pictures, go follow me on Instagram at Batman Figs. Batman Figs, Figs. All right. Talk to you later.